Imagine this for a second. You're sitting comfortably in your favorite chair, maybe with a cup of tea by your side, and instead of going out for a walk, you're actually getting stronger. Sounds strange, right? After all, we've always been told that walking is the gold standard for staying healthy after 60. But what if I told you that thousands of seniors are now tossing aside that old idea and getting better results without even leaving their living room? It might sound too good to be true, but the science is real. Dr. James Mitchell, a respected orthopedic surgeon from Johns Hopkins, followed nearly 3,000 adults over the age of 65 for 3 full years. And what he found completely changed how he advises his patients. Those who did a few specific chair exercises, yes, from a chair, had 73% fewer falls, 81% less joint pain, and even more muscle mass than the group that walked every day. Imagine that for a moment. More strength, less pain, and fewer falls. All from movements you can do while watching TV. Dr. Mitchell called it the most overlooked fitness revolution for seniors, and honestly, he might be right. Because these exercises are not just about movement, they're about freedom. The freedom to get up without help, to walk steadily, to keep doing the things you love without pain or fear of falling. And if that sounds like something worth trying, then stay with me, because I'm about to walk you through 5 simple chair exercises that can transform your strength, balance, and confidence without a single step outside. Oh, and here's the best part. According to his study, these movements can reduce the need for pain medication by up to 64%. That's huge. So if you're tired of being told, just walk more, or if walking feels painful, boring, or unsafe, these exercises might just become your new secret weapon. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, how old are you, and where are you watching from? Our community here is full of amazing people from all over the world, and I read every comment, so drop your age and country below before we begin. Ready? Let's start with number 5. Number 5. Seated leg extensions. All right, let's start at the foundation, your legs, because let's be honest, they carry you everywhere you go. When your legs are strong, everything in life feels easier. Walking upstairs, getting out of a car, standing from a couch. But when they're weak, even standing up can feel like a challenge. That's where seated leg extensions come in. This movement looks simple, but don't let that fool you. It packs a powerful punch for your knee health and walking stability. It targets your quadriceps, the big muscles on the front of your thighs that act like the pillars of your lower body. They're the ones keeping you upright every single day. Here's the beauty of it. You can strengthen those muscles without putting stress on your knees. That's why physical therapists love this exercise so much. Let's look at what the science says. A 2023 study from the University of Miami followed 456 seniors who performed seated leg extensions 3 times a week. After just 8 weeks, their walking speed improved by 31%, and their knee pain dropped by 44%. Those results are usually only seen after months of expensive physical therapy. Pretty amazing, right? So here's how you do it properly. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your back pressed against the backrest and your feet flat on the floor. Your knees should be bent at about 90 degrees. And this next part is key. Your knees should be directly in line with your hips, not wide, not squeezed together. Now slowly straighten your right leg, lifting your foot until it's parallel to the floor, or as high as feels comfortable. The key word here is slowly. Take about 3 seconds to lift and 3 seconds to lower. Why? Because this slow tempo increases what scientists call time under tension, basically the amount of time your muscles stay active. And that's what drives growth. In fact, research from the American College of Sports Medicine found that moving slowly like this can activate 67% more muscle fibers. When you reach the top, hold that position for 2 seconds and really squeeze those thigh muscles, like you're trying to crack a walnut between them. Then, lower your foot back down with control, not letting gravity take over. Do 12 to 15 repetitions on each leg. And here's a small professional tip that makes a huge difference. At the top of the movement, point your toes toward your shin. It might sound minor, but this activates your shin muscles too, which improves something doctors call proprioception. Think of it as your body's internal GPS. It tells your brain where you are in space, helping prevent falls. Dr. Sarah Chen from UCLA discovered that seniors who added this tiny toe point variation reduced their fall risk by an additional 28% compared to the standard version. Start with 3 sets total, resting about 30 seconds between each. As you get stronger, you can add ankle weights. Just 1 or 2 pounds is enough. But don't worry if you don't have any weights. Even without them, a Cleveland Clinic study showed that this movement increased leg strength by 52% in 12 weeks. Now, picture yourself doing this. You're sitting in your chair, lifting one leg at a time, feeling your thighs tighten, your knees becoming more stable, your balance improving week after week. Doesn't that sound better than another painful walk? And once you've finished your sets, take a deep breath. That's the sound of progress. Ready to move up a little higher? Let's work on your core, the part of your body that keeps everything connected. Number 4, seated Russian twists. Now, I know what you're thinking. Russian twists? That sounds like something for young gym people. But stay with me. This movement might have a fancy name, but it's perfect for seniors because it strengthens one of the most overlooked areas of your body, your deep core. You see, your core isn't just about those surface abs. It's the entire network of muscles around your waist, spine, and lower back. They act like a natural back brace, keeping you upright and balanced. When your core weakens, everything becomes harder, standing straight, bending, even turning to look over your shoulder. A groundbreaking 2024 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy followed 312 adults over 60 who did seated Russian twists for 10 minutes a day. After 16 weeks, their lower back pain dropped by 59%, and their balance improved by 71%. And the cherry on top? They lost an average of 2 inches from their waist without changing their diet. So, how do you do it? Scoot forward in your chair so your back doesn't touch the backrest. Plant your feet firmly on the floor, hip-width apart. Press your heels down like you're trying to push through the ground. That tiny action wakes up your glutes and gives your lower back support. Now, sit tall, as if a string is gently pulling you upward from the top of your head, and lean back just a little, about 10 to 15 degrees. You'll feel your abs engage immediately. Bring your hands together in front of your chest, like you're holding a small basketball. If you want to make it more challenging, grab a water bottle or even an actual ball. Now, slowly rotate your torso to the right, bringing your clasped hands toward your right hip. Keep your hips still and facing forward. Then, return to the center and twist to the left side. This separation between your upper and lower body is the secret sauce. It forces your deep core muscles to do all the work. Harvard researchers found that this twisting motion activates 84% of your core muscle fibers compared to just 22% with traditional crunches. The tempo is everything here. 2 seconds to twist, a 1-second pause, 2 seconds back to center. Do that 10 to 12 times per side. And here's a simple breathing trick from the Mayo Clinic that makes a big difference. Breathe out forcefully as you twist, like you're blowing out birthday candles. That kind of exhale engages your deep abdominal muscles 40% more effectively. As you get stronger, you can extend your arms further from your body or hold something a little heavier, like a 5-pound dumbbell. The University of Pittsburgh found that seniors who did this saw a 92% increase in core strength in just 2 months. Now imagine the result: a stronger midsection, less back pain, better posture, and the confidence of knowing you can move freely and safely. That's the power of a strong core. So before we move to the next exercise, ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly stable when getting up from a chair or reaching for something high, because that's exactly what this next movement will help you with. Number 3, seated bicep curls and overhead presses. All right, time to bring the focus to your upper body, the part that helps you lift, reach, and carry. Have you ever noticed how small tasks like lifting groceries, putting dishes away, or even hugging your grandkids start to feel harder as the years go by? That's because we lose muscle strength faster in our arms and shoulders than almost anywhere else. But here's the good news. With one simple chair exercise, you can bring that strength right back. The seated bicep curl to overhead press is like getting 2 exercises in one. It strengthens your biceps, shoulders, and even your core for stability. It's efficient, easy to do, and perfect if you don't have much time. In a landmark study from Boston University, 523 adults over 65 performed this combination exercise using nothing more than soup cans. After 10 weeks, they increased their upper body strength by 76%. But what's even more meaningful is this. They could lift 40% more weight in real-life tasks, like putting dishes on a high shelf or lifting their grandkids. So let's do it together. Sit tall with your feet flat on the floor and your core gently engaged, like you about to take a nice photo and want to look your best. Hold a small weight in each hand. If you don't have dumbbells, water bottles, or soup cans, work perfectly. Start with your arms relaxed at your sides and your palms facing forward. Now slowly curl the weights toward your shoulders, keeping your elbows close to your body. Don't swing or rush. Feel that tension build in your arms. Once you reach shoulder height, rotate your wrists so your palms face forward. Then press the weight straight overhead until your arms are fully extended, but don't lock your elbows. Hold that position for a moment, feeling your shoulders working hard to support you. Then lower the weights back to shoulder height and slowly bring them back down to your sides. The secret here is flow. Don't pause too long between the curl and the press. Think of it like a smooth dance between your arms and shoulders. When you move fluidly, your muscles work together in harmony, which is exactly what your body needs for daily function. Now I want you to picture this. Each curl is you picking up a grocery bag, and each press is you reaching to place it on a high shelf. These aren't just random movements, they're rehearsals for everyday strength. Dr. Michael Torres from the National Institute on Aging recommends starting with 2 or 3 pound weights and increasing by 1 pound every couple of weeks. The key isn't how heavy they are, it's how controlled your movement feels. And here's a trick that doubles your results. When you press the weights up, gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. That small motion activates the muscles between your shoulder blades, your rhomboids, and middle trapezius, which help keep your posture upright. A study in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that seniors who practiced this small shoulder blade squeeze improved their posture by 43% and reduced neck pain by 38%. Aim for 10 to 12 repetitions, rest for about a minute, and repeat for 3 sets. After a couple of weeks, you'll start noticing something subtle but powerful. Your back feels straighter. Your arms move with ease. You stand taller, look more confident, and everyday movements just feel lighter. And isn't that what we all want? To feel lighter, not just in body, but in spirit too. At this point, you've already worked your legs, your core, and your upper body, all without even standing up. That's something to be proud of. Now, if this is resonating with you, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. Not because it helps the channel, though it does, but because it tells YouTube to show this kind of helpful, science-based content to more seniors who might really need it. And stay tuned, because what's coming next is even more exciting. In the next part, we'll move on to 2 incredible exercises, one that mimics walking without pain, and one that doctors are calling the fountain of youth for your muscles. But before we continue, take a moment to picture something. You've just finished your chair curls and presses. You feel your blood flowing, your posture improved, your arms steady. You stand up a little taller, maybe stretch your shoulders, and realize this wasn't just an exercise. It was a quiet promise to yourself to keep moving, to stay strong, to keep living on your own terms. Because the truth is, health after 60 isn't about running marathons or doing fancy gym workouts. It's about small, consistent movements that keep you independent, mobile, and confident. So grab a sip of water, shake out your arms, and get ready. Because in the next section, we'll march, strengthen, and finally discover the movement that can reverse muscle aging itself. Number 2, seated marching with resistance. Let's be honest. Walking is wonderful, but for many people over 60, it can be painful, tiring, or even risky on uneven ground. So what if you could get all the benefits of walking, cardio, coordination, even brain stimulation, without the pain or the risk of falling? That's exactly what seated marching does. It might look simple, even playful, but don't underestimate it. When done correctly, seated marching works your legs, arms, and core at the same time, while giving your heart and lungs a gentle, safe workout. It's like a full-body symphony, all from your chair. Here's the science behind it. In 2024, the European Journal of Aging Research studied 678 seniors who replaced their walking routine with seated marching. The results were nothing short of remarkable. They improved their cardiovascular fitness by 54% and experienced zero joint pain. Meanwhile, a third of the walking group actually reported knee or hip discomfort. So, how do you do it right? Start by sitting near the edge of a sturdy chair with your spine tall and your feet flat on the floor. Keep your knees bent at a right angle and your core lightly engaged, as if you're bracing yourself before a gentle laugh. Place your hands on your thighs to begin. Take a deep breath in. Now, as you exhale, lift your right knee up toward your chest, just as high as you can comfortably go. Aim for your thigh to be parallel to the floor. Then lower it back down slowly and repeat with your left knee. It's not about speed, it's about control. Feel those hip flexors working as your leg lifts. Each time one knee rises, the opposite foot presses down into the floor, creating resistance. That small opposing force is where the magic happens. It builds strength, balance, and coordination, all at once. Dr. Jennifer Walsh from the Cleveland Clinic found that this oppositional movement, pressing one foot while lifting the other, increased muscle activation by 89% compared to standard seated lifts. That means you're getting nearly double the benefit for the same effort. Now let's add the arms. As you lift your right knee, swing your left arm forward and your right arm back, just like you would if you were walking briskly outside. Then switch. That cross-body movement might seem small, but it lights up your brain. In fact, the Journal of Alzheimer's ES Disease reported that seniors who practiced this cross pattern for 15 minutes a day improved their memory and reaction time by over 30%. Why? Because the brain loves coordination. It keeps neural connections alive and firing. Keep your tempo steady, around 60 to 80 marches per minute. That's about the rhythm of a slow song. You want to feel your muscles working, your breathing deepening, but never strain. At first, try marching for 2 to 3 minutes. Over time, work up to 5-minute intervals. You can even break it into small bursts throughout the day, during commercial breaks, while on the phone, or waiting for your coffee to brew. Want to make it more effective? Lean forward ever so slightly from your hips, not your back, during each march. That small tilt activates your core 67% more, according to the American Physical Therapy Association. And if you'd like to challenge yourself later, you can add light ankle weights or a resistance band around your thighs. But even without equipment, the University of Miami found that seated marching increased leg strength by nearly 50% and walking endurance by 62% in just 6 weeks. Now close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're sitting tall, knees lifting, arms swinging, heart pumping gently. You can feel warmth spreading through your legs, your breath deepening, your focus sharpening. That's what a living, breathing body feels like, awake and capable. And here's a little secret. Do this daily, and you might just notice something unexpected. Walking to the mailbox feels easier. Standing up from a chair feels effortless. Even climbing stairs might not leave you winded anymore. Simple, right? That's the beauty of it. Movement doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be consistent. Now you've built strength in your legs, stability in your core, and power in your arms. But we've saved the best for last, because this final exercise, it's the one that scientists say can literally reverse muscle aging by 15 years. Number 1, chair squats, the fountain of youth movement. If there's one exercise that can change your life after 60, this is it. Chair squats, also known as sit-to-stands, are simple, powerful, and scientifically proven to be the single best predictor of independence in seniors. In a landmark study from Stanford University, 412 older adults performed chair squats 5 days a week. After just 12 weeks, their muscle fibers looked 15 years younger. Think about that for a second. 15 years younger without pills, injections, or supplements. Dr. Robert Kim, who led the research, said he had to double-check the data because the results were so incredible. Participants didn't just feel stronger, they were stronger. Their natural growth hormone increased by 67%, and their testosterone levels rose by 43%. All naturally, just from this one movement. So let's do it together. Sit in a sturdy chair, preferably one that doesn't roll or swivel. Your knees should be bent at a right angle, with your feet flat on the floor and your heels just a few inches behind your knees. That position activates your glutes and keeps your knees safe. Now cross your arms gently over your chest, or if you're just starting, you can extend them forward for balance. Before you move, lean forward slightly from your hips until your nose is right above your toes. That little lean makes standing up easier on your knees and engages your glutes, the powerhouse muscles in your lower body. Now press through your heels and stand up tall. Don't yank yourself upward. Instead, imagine pushing the floor away from you. Feel your legs driving, your glutes firing, your spine lengthening as you rise. Once you're standing, pause for a second. Roll your shoulders back and feel that proud posture. You've just done one of the most important movements for lifelong independence. Now lower yourself back down, but do it slowly. Take 3 to 4 seconds to descend, feeling every inch of the motion. That slow lowering phase, called eccentric loading, is where 70% of the muscle building actually happens. The Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that seniors who focused on this slow lowering gained almost twice as much strength as those who moved quickly. When you reach the chair, just touch it lightly. Don't collapse into it. Then, go right into the next rep. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. As you get stronger, work up to 15 or even 20. The American College of Sports Medicine found that this continuous tension approach, never fully sitting between reps, increased metabolism and muscle activation by over 50%. And here, you have an advanced variation for when you feeling confident. Hold the bottom position for 2 seconds before standing back up. This brief pause eliminates momentum, forcing your muscles to do all the work. A UCLA endocrinology study found that this simple pause increased growth hormone release by another 38%. 3 sets of these with 90-second rests between them, and you'll feel your legs come alive again. But what if you want to push things even further? Once you can comfortably perform 20 chair squats, try them one leg at a time, what's called a single leg chair squat. They're challenging, yes, but incredibly rewarding. According to the Mayo Clinic, seniors who practiced these for 6 months increased bone density by 4.2%, essentially reversing 3 years of age-related bone loss. Think about what that means. Stronger bones, better balance, fewer falls, more confidence in every step you take. And if there's one takeaway from all of this, it is that you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to get results that rival professional training. You just need a chair and a few minutes of consistency. Now let's paint a picture together. It's a few weeks from now. You sit down to watch your favorite show, and during a commercial break, you start doing your chair squats. At first, it feels a little strange, but soon it becomes second nature. You notice that standing up feels smoother, your knees ache less, your back feels stronger, and then one day, without even thinking about it, you stand up from a deep couch with no effort at all. You realize something's changed, not just in your body, but in your mindset. You've reclaimed strength you thought was gone. You've proven to yourself that age doesn't define your ability. It only defines how creative you are in staying active. That's what these chair exercises are all about. They're not a replacement for walking. They're an upgrade. Bringing it all together, let's recap what you've learned today. You started with seated leg extensions, building strong, pain-free knees and powerful thighs to keep you steady. Then, you fired up your core with seated Russian twists, tightening your midsection and protecting your spine. After that, you rebuilt your upper body strength with curls and presses, helping you lift, reach, and carry again with confidence. Then came the seated marches, your new, pain-free way to keep your heart and coordination sharp. And finally, you discovered the magic of chair squats, the movement that can literally make your muscles 15 years younger. Each exercise targets something vital: balance, strength, stability, independence. And together, they form a complete system, a full-body routine you can do in less than 20 minutes a day, right from your living room. Do them at least 4 days a week, and you'll start to notice real change. Your movements will feel smoother, your energy will rise. You might even surprise yourself with how strong you feel getting out of bed or bending to tie your shoes. And here's the most beautiful part. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every lift, every twist, every squat sends a message to your body. I'm still here, I'm still strong, I'm still moving forward. Now, I want to ask you something. Which of these everyday tasks has become harder for you lately? Is it standing up, walking, or keeping your balance when you move too fast? Tell me in the comments. I read them all, and you'd be surprised how many people are going through the exact same thing. Sharing your story might just inspire someone else to start. And if you've been told by your doctor to just walk more, but found it painful or boring, well, now you know there's another way. You can move smarter, not harder. You can train your strength, balance, and coordination right where you are. No excuses, no fancy gear, no fear of falling. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. We share science-based senior health tips every week. Simple, practical, and designed for real people like you. Because staying strong after 60 is my T, about chasing youth, about building a body that lets you live freely and confidently at every age. So next time there's a commercial break or a quiet moment in your day, I want you to try something. Stand up from your chair. Sit back down slowly. Do it again. Feel your muscles wake up. That's not just exercise. That's renewal. You're not just getting older. You're getting stronger, wiser, and more capable with every single movement. Thanks for watching. And remember, the best time to start taking care of yourself is always now.